scientists in Scotland have unveiled a rare 250-million-year-old Chinese
The world's first Neuralink human patient used it for the best possible thing.
This is Phat and Spicy.
Phat and spicy, motherfucker.
Phat and Spicy!
It's another Phat and Spicy.
So you want me to say Phat and Spicy? Fuck that. Come on, dear.
Fuck Phat and Spicy.
Dude, we're mega superstars, bro.
To the old lady I cut off at the light, I am sorry, but you were too slow.
Have you seen Werewolf Labs, man?
One of my captains, he was like, Sheriff, we seen a werewolf. I thought he was crazy. What werewolf are you talking about? And then he started acting crazy a little bit. You know what? I think you're 5150. I'm gonna put you on administrative leave. You go to the hospital.
Sounds like you've been smelling what we've been smoking.
Fuck, if there's a mayor, I want to be at.
Right?
Hey,
I know.
rooting for mayor.
Eating nothing but roaches and, mind you, fingers. I just love fingers.
Chicken fingers?
No, homeless people's fingers.
Are you still messing around with women who are taken?
All right.
Oh my God! Say it ain't so. The viewers are in awe.
Okay, but you know what? Everybody has a past.
Question for Josh: how did you learn to be a developer for 5M, and how would you recommend a beginner starting?
I've got a background in the IT space for a long time. There were a lot of things that I could kind of grasp, like coding and stuff, but I'm not deep in certain areas as I would like to be. But I would say, the best way to start anything in life, doesn't matter what it is to just jump headfirst into it.
What is roleplay?
It's a place where I can escape personal trouble that I have going on in my real life. I come here and I RP because it's a place that I can come and be somebody other than myself, other than the guy that gets up and goes to work every morning.
For me, it's a place where I can come build characters outside of ourselves, try to promote interactions with other people. What I do love is when people take the time to turn around and have interactions, meaningful interactions. Even if it's just a few words, those few words can mean a lot.
This is Phat and Spicy, the podcast brought to you in city, out of city. I'm Phat.
And I'm Spicy.
And this is the Phat and Spicy Show.
Guys, welcome back to another amazing episode, man. And if I'm not mistaken, this is episode 81. 81 episodes, guys. 81 episodes of the show has changed over the years. And I can't say years because this has almost been, a year and a half that we've been doing this? Or am I just... Oh, you can hear me. You can hear Spicy. I think Spicy needs to fix his hair, yeah. Yusuf, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you here on the.
How about that? Can you guys hear me now?
There we go.
Mhm. Now
There
can
we
hear
go.
you now.
No, dude, I think we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary next month.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's in June or July, one of the two. I'll have to look back through the Discord messages that we had with DJ Bones on the first day, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I think
In
it
a
was
year.
June or July. But we're just about a year, bro. We've been slogging this thing out for a year, and for some reason, the viewers have kept us going, man. I can't believe it. They've stuck with us. They like what we're doing. They like us, and now finally they get to see us. This is Phat and Spicy 2.0, baby.
That's it. And for the people that don't know, I'm Phat.
And I'm Spicy.
And this is the Phat and Spicy Show. Well, breaking away now, guys, we are doing it live, in front of your face, in front of everyone in the world to see. Let's see, better not be the ecomaniac, power-hungry sheriff again. No, he's actually going to be playing. He's not playing a character today. Today, we're just here. We're hanging out, and we're trying something different with the podcast. So we're still going to be doing GTA. We're still going to be talking about 5M. We're also going to be branching out and talking about a lot of other topics, a lot of things going on in the world, a lot of upcoming video games, movies, and stuff like that. Just things that are interesting and not have to be so focused on just everything 5M because it does get a little bit boring.
It does. Why not bring a little bit of the pop culture and things that we care about into the show as well as the RP, which we both love?
No, I don't know about what you care about. I'm talking about what I like. Things that I
Bro,
like.
you're gonna make me have a beer on show. Fine, I'm gonna have to drink now.
Pretty much.
Don't start on my account. Don't start on my account.
It was because of you. Hey, there's somebody sitting under you, dude. I don't know who that is, but you might want to check it out. Who is that down there?
Under me?
Yeah, look at him under you. Under you. Look at your screen. Who is that?
This
It's our
guy
special
right
guest tonight.
This guy, all the way from Texas, right?
Texas.
Texas.
Where you from, baby? You're from Kuwait, right?
No, I'm from Egypt, but I live in Kuwait.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one of our favorite guests to the show, our brother, our friend, our sheriff, Mr. Yusuf. Welcome to the show, baby.
Welcome, Yusuf.
Thank you so much.
Good to
Thank
see
you so
your
much,
face,
guys, for
man.
inviting me.
I've never had the pleasure of meeting you face to face, man. So, welcome, dude.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor to be here in this show. To be honest, like it's always been the best thing that always happened to me when I get invited to this show. It's very great.
Hey, man, we love to hear it. We appreciate it. Yeah, man. So we're looking forward to getting a couple of great clips, from you, man. Make some weird faces, stuff like that. We can, show your face off to the world for likes. Use you as a prophet puppet.
We're making money off of Yusuf,
we're
baby.
gonna make memes off of Yusuf.
That's fine. I'm completely fine with that. I like to see this.
Yusuf is corrupt.
Are you corrupt,
So
Yusuf? Nah, you ain't corrupt.
Hell no. Corrupt is my nah, hell no. I don't even know how to be corrupt, to be honest. I don't even know how to be a criminal. It's not in my dictionary, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't. I don't know how. If I
I'm
wanted
gonna
to
say
be, I
this,
don't know.
Jacob. From all the times that I've role played with Yusuf, when it comes down to like, you can be out in the streets, and again, we're gonna touch back on role play, but when you're out on the streets with the man, he can have his exterior and the character that he plays. Hey, you! I'm gonna pull you out of your car, you fucking scumbag. But when we're in the office and he's like talking real law enforcement, how to get people under control and how to like not the criminals, but like the process of being a cop, there's nobody more professional than the Yusuf man.
Thank
It's a
you so
fact.
much.
You get that from
Trying
Spicy
my
right here,
best.
man. I wouldn't say if it weren't you,
Absolutely.
man.
So what we have here is two of the biggest corrupt officers you've ever met in the world of 5M.
Well, don't you can't talk about Detective Santangelo like that, baby.
Oh man, everybody knows you guys were in cahoots with the Smiths. Anyway,
Yeah, I worked with the Smith secretly. I'd have figured that out at the end of the days.
yeah,
Wait,
no,
you didn't work with Smith, did you?
You did. Secretly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Smith was holding me hostage. He was telling me to do some tasks, and if I didn't do it, he would kill me. So I have to obey, or he's gonna drop me from like a 7,000 feet up
Tangelo
in
was
the
a
air.
bastard.
I remember
Tell
the
how you
day I
really
watched
should.
you fall in that car.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
think you were
listen,
gonna
man,
survive. That was crazy that you actually lived.
we're gonna be, like we said, reformatting, talking about a few different things. So I have a question for you. And we're just gonna cut right to it because this is something that's really been on my mind since I heard about it, and that's why we had you on the show. I heard that the Iranian president was killed in a helicopter crash. Um, you're a Muslim fellow. You're dedicated to your religion and to your faith. As somebody in the Muslim community, how does this affect Muslims globally? The loss of
Well,
the Iranian leader, because I know they still answer to the Ayatollah, correct?
so when it comes to that, right, like Iran and Afghanistan, this type of countries, right, when they die or something happens to them, right? It doesn't really affect us much. It doesn't really affect us in any way because we don't have a strong political connection with them because they have different things. They do different things other than the Arabic countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Egypt, Bahrain, Qatar, Dubai, those places. Like those places are way different than Iran and Afghanistan and those places, right? So their incident can be politically a benefit to Israeli country or other Arabic countries that used to have a threat with Iran. Like some Arabic countries used to be threatened by Iran back in the day, right? So that could be a benefit for them, in politics, right? So, we don't really concern that much with us. Like we don't care, right? Because they do their things. They have a lot of terrorism over there in the country, and it's a bad government anyway. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it might be a little bit more of a benefit, but in politics, but it's like we're not really concerned about them to be honest, because they're not. We don't consider them Muslim people. We don't care about
Okay.
them. You know what I'm saying? Because they do things different than the real Muslim people how they do it because that's
So
the
what you're
false
saying
Islam
is
at
it's
the end of
more
the
of an
day.
extremist group that you guys kind of
Correct.
tend to push to the side and don't really focus on unless they do something
Correct.
stupid.
Correct.
Okay. Fair enough.
You want
Fair
to watch
enough.
that clip?
Right on, man. Yeah, let's see the clip. Show us
Yeah,
what you got, Laz.
we got a clip from that.
So for the people that don't know, the president of Iran was killed. I hate to say was killed because it sounds like he was murdered or
Hey, I've got my
whatever you
own
want to say. But
conspiracy
Could be.
theories,
well, I
bro,
think
and
we
so
all
do some
do. But
people in the
in other
audience.
words, he was involved in a helicopter crash that went down, and he was found dead.
Yes.
And that was what 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yes.
They couldn't
About
find the
that.
helicopter due to fog, and they triangulated. Here we go.
And we as Arabic countries, like
when they reached the crash
we're
site near
we're more
Jaffa.
connected to the
This
Europe
is Isabel Ewing
and the
reports
United
local
States. Like
media
we have
say
good
they were
allies
martyred.
with the Western civilization.
This video
So those
shows
people, we
Iran's
try to avoid
President
them as best as
Ibrahim
possible
Raisi
because we
on
do things
board
the correct way, of
helicopter
course, you know.
when he was travelling to Azerbaijan with his foreign minister and other officials on Saturday.
Is this
He
video
did
from that
not
helicopter
make
before
it
they went
back
down?
to Iran.
We now know from reporting from Iranian state media that in fact there were no survivors found at the crash site of that helicopter.
Raisi had come to open a dam with Azerbaijan's president, but on his return yesterday, the aircraft
I
came
just want to
down
know when
in a
this
remote
conspiracy
mountainous
theorists kick
area.
in that this was
Rescue
a hit
teams
job
numbering
by
in the
either,
hundreds were deployed
like some
on
people in the
foot
chat say,
in
was
extreme cold to try to
Israeli,
locate the
was
helicopter.
Palestinian, was
An
U.S.
aerial search was
Israel. It's more
impossible
likely
due to
Israel.
dense fog.
Do you really think that this was something that could have been perpetrated by Israel, Yusuf?
Yes, because Israel and Iran has been fighting like they have some sort of a cold war for many years, especially in the Palestinian issues and crisis that's going on right now. So it could be possibly them, you know. I'm assuming, but it's more likely.
All right, so Jacob, Yusuf, I'm going to ask you both. One state or two state solution to all this, man?
Likely traveling on an American Bell 212 helicopter, so getting spare parts would have been
No?
difficult.
The solution, you said?
Yeah, is it a one state solution where you have somebody like the U.S. come in and say, this is what's going to happen and this is what's going to happen? Or do you have the Israelis and the Palestinians shake hands? Is that ever going to be a possibility?
I mean, at this time they are trying to negotiate, and they have the middleman, Egypt, because Egypt is gonna be on the border with Palestine. You know what I'm saying? So, we are the middle people, and Israel and people trying to push the people who are trying to evacuate Palestine to Egypt to Sinai, right? They are trying to push them there across the border. So we don't want that, right? Because it's gonna be make a national crisis for us. Like we don't need another whole country to be going inside our country. It's bad. It's like it's kind of like how Mexico and the U.S. is. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't want crisis. We don't need that, right? So we're trying to solve it as best as possible. We're trying to make the Palestinian people to sit down in their homes and fix this war and stop and stop this shots fire going on over there. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to stop it, and we're trying to push peace, and not only Egypt, of course, but multiple countries, including the U.S., of course. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on.
So do you feel like, do you think in your own personal like opinion, do you feel like maybe this could have been something that's done to kind of like promote, because I would say promote war, because everybody knows that war is profit, you know, for any government.
Yeah. I mean, it
And
could
it's
be.
not about, I believe personally that it's not above any government to, you know, definitely have what they have, like a, you know, like a war rally, you know, around something, you know, an event or something that happens, you know.
Yeah. Well, Israel wants to take the whole land because there is fighting and there is like crisis going on with the citizens of this and citizens of that, and they want to end it. They doesn't want Palestine to be a thing anymore, unfortunately, which is called genocide. If you heard about that word before, right? So they're trying to like finish it. They're trying to take it, but of course, that's the profit thing for them, of course, right? Now, of course, the other countries be like, no, the international Supreme Court doesn't like it, the US doesn't like it, all the countries and allies of ours and theirs doesn't like it. For Israel, of course, it is a benefit for them because they're going to take the land and stuff like that, which is like they have a group over there called Hamas or whatever. And that's
Right.
the people who's fighting against Israel because they're trying to do that, right?
Is this
Uh,
really over a patch of land? I mean, is that really the end game? Is the Bible says it belongs to me? No, the Bible says it belongs to Phat, so we're going to fight about it. Is that really what
yeah,
this is about?
things like that, and in the same time, it's also politics. Like that, it's a country. Like me as a country, right? Like for example, if me as an Egypt, right? Another country have lands inside my country, and they own something inside my country. Imagine like a whole. Imagine if Egypt is like a square, right? Imagine like a smaller square in the middle of Egypt, and that's like a different country. How are you gonna react to it? It's like, oh my god, there's a country literally inside me. so I can't do anything about it. That's the problem, right?
Chat wants to know what brand of cigarettes does user prefer.
That's Davidoff. Davidoff. It's a German cigarettes.
Can we see the pack? The pack's
Yeah, yeah.
pretty. Show it up. Hold it up. Everybody can see it. You showed it to me before the show, man. Look at that. Look at how classy that looks, dude.
Oh,
They're all
wow.
smart looking, black and gold. I'm sitting here smoking red and whites.
Bunch of
I
the
don't
LSPD
want to
pack.
hear it from you, Fatsy.
I don't smoke. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you don't smoke, motherfucker.
Uh,
Get some tobacco in your system as you sip a beer.
That's
I
apple
don't
juice.
smoke, but he's
It's
yeah,
apple juice.
yeah,
It's a lot
right.
of apple juice.
apple
What that
juice.
is?
Cerveza
Yeah,
manzana.
yeah. Cerveza manzana. No, but it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely one of those things. I don't know about the U.S. You know, the U.S. is always. I feel like the U.S. always has their nose and everything that doesn't belong to them, doesn't pertain to them. You know, I feel like anytime they see something happen in another country, the U.S. just has to be like, hey, what's going on over here? Y'all need some guns?
Mhm.
I just feel like the U.S. is just a big instigator in everything. I'm sorry to say it,
Well,
It can be.
love my country,
it's
but
the
I feel like they're just
back.
always they're that little voice in the back. Do it,
Well,
do
back
it.
in the day, it's like it's always has been a U.S. thing until back in the day, like in World War I, World War II, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Back in the day, like when the U.S. stopped the war and freed the people in Berlin and all that things that happened, right? When they were involved in the war, the U.S. that time were showed as the heroes, right?
Yeah.
Because they saved it. They saved another country, even though that's not their country. They're basically just doing some politics out there, and they're making promises. We're going to help you guys. We're going to help this. We're going to help that. So the whole world sees the U.S. as the hero, which benefit them politically, right? So from that time, it started. The U.S. started to do this to put their concern into other countries' concerns and stuff like that to show up as the hero. Yeah, the U.S. is definitely like doing some good work. Any country does good work and sometimes bad work, or bad calls, good calls. It happens, right? It happens, but of course there should be boundaries. There should be limits that
We
countries shouldn't be
definitely should
crossing.
allow
Yeah,
countries to, if you don't, it's more or less, doing everything for your, somebody, you do everything for them. They don't have the chance to grow. They don't, you don't get the capabilities of seeing what they're made out of. And I feel
yeah.
like the U.S. does a lot of what we call backseat driving.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for saying that, dude. 100%. Right? We're the first
Um,
ones. You guys should be doing this. You guys should be doing that. But who's there actually making it happen? Our dollars, dude.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
we're definitely the country that definitely does backseat driving, and we meanwhile our car that we have that we own has three flats and a knocking engine, but we're not worrying
Luckily.
about that. We're worrying about what you're doing.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you that, Yusuf. How do you feel about as somebody who's not from America, how do you feel about US being a big brother to the rest of the world? If you guys were to get into conflict with somebody else, we may step in like we're doing kind of in the Ukraine by giving them weapons and saying, "Hey, we think you should win." Well, what if the US is actually against you in a war? Would you still feel as positive about the US as you do now?
So, so the US, of course, they have their own, I don't know, like they have their own vision about something. Of course, when they help somebody, something needs to benefit them in a way, right? Like it's not like for the country and for God, of course, they're not just like doing this out of favor and that's it. Of course, there is something gonna benefit them, right? Um, in cases like this, it's like they're basically stepping in when they feel like this is wrong and this is right. So I'm gonna help who's in right and I'm not gonna help who's in the wrong. Um, it's like it's all politics. There's like benefits, right? And they may even do this. They may even like, oh, this country is right and this country is wrong. But actually, this country is wrong and this country is right because they show that country is wrong because there's benefits under the table, of course, right? So I mean, every government, every country have that, right?
Right.
Um, and I mean, we as Egypt, right? We do have a strong connection with the U.S. We get trained together. We help each other military and we train together and we are like strong allies. We even give them like a pass in the Zeus Canal. Have you guys heard about Zeus Canal?
Yes.
Yeah. We give them like
For
the
those that
special
don't know,
pass.
fill us in a little bit. Just let the viewers know a little bit about what that is, just in case they don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know
The
what that
Zoo
is.
Yeah, the Suez Canal is a canal between Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Well, actually, yeah, between like it's a canal in the middle there, right? It's a little bit near Palestine, but it's part of our land, right? So we control that canal. That canal connects from back behind Africa, right, to the Red Sea until it goes through the canal. That canal was digged by the Egyptian government back in the day when, you know, and that canal connects to Europe. So when China needs to deliver some shipments or something, it doesn't have to go around Africa. No, it's just gonna take a shortcut. And when people take a shortcut in that canal, they pay the government to pass. That's the Suez Canal. It connects Asia to Europe. That's like a big trading. That's the biggest
Mm.
pass in the world. It basically controls the world's economy because if you guys remember back in the day, Evergreen, that big ship that got stuck in the canal, it stopped the whole world economy right away because there were no ships going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So that's the Suez Canal. So
It's a huge commerce hub for
yeah,
the Mid East and Africa.
pretty much. So we give the U.S. a special pass in the Suez Canal. They don't have to pay anything.
That you is
They
clean as a whistle.
Yeah, like if there's like a military ship where the U.S. wants to pass by to go to Europe or something, we give them the special pass. Like keep everybody in queue and let them pass. It's like allies, and we also make our airspace open for the United States military jets to pass by, right? So we have like a strong allies with them, and they basically pay us like about $1,250,000,000 a year for military aid. Um,
That's an
and
expensive canal ticket, baby.
it is, and I mean, we get trained together. I mean, Egypt is like one of the top 10 most powerful countries in the military in the world. So we do also get trained together and have like a strong ally system, whether
I'll
it's
tell you,
economy
man.
or military.
There was a time back in the day I almost joined the National Guard, and one of the reasons I said no was because my drill instructor, or the guy who was going to be my recruiting sergeant, not my drill instructor, had
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, once you sign up, you're going to go to boot camp, and then we're going to send you straight to Egypt to train."
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
Oh yeah,
No,
Egypt.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
he's
go to
gonna send you
Egypt.
to Egypt. Egypt is safe. Don't get me wrong, by the way. Egypt is actually
Yeah, but I
safe.
don't want to be all hot and sandy. I didn't sign up for that.
They have so the
Oh
reason they
man.
want to send you to Egypt is because one reason. Egypt have the what do you call it? The Marines. You know the Marines, right? Like those people,
Yeah.
strong people that fucking have like a strong training and they go in the desert and they get what is it? Hard training, a very
Yeah.
difficult training
Yeah.
under hard conditions. So we have the Marines and they do some fucked up things. I'm not gonna lie. They would fucking eat a snake out alive or something, or go in a fucking hot
What?
tunnel or something like that. Yeah, they would. My father, when he was in the military back in the day, he used to eat snakes alive. He would just
No.
cut their head like this, and they just eat the snake. He was like saying it's actually good. It's actually like white flesh and stuff. Um, they do some weird shit. Or rabbit. They just find a rabbit. Like they make you train you in hard conditions if you got stranded in the middle of the desert. They find a rabbit, they
For
pull
sure.
their head
Yeah.
off, and they try to eat it or something. Like they did some fucked up things, like just to get used to the hard conditions.
I mean, we can't say
So
anything. The U.S. Marines aren't any better. I got a couple Marine buddies, and they tell me some crazy shit.
Oh, the Marines in the U.S. is
So
also very powerful
yeah,
too. Like and I heard about some weird ass shit. They eat what, cranes or some shit like that? I don't
I don't know
know.
what they
what? They eat
do.
cranes?
Yeah, they eat cranes or something.
I don't know about. I think
Um,
that sounds like an urban myth or something. Man, I don't know about the United States military eating cranes, but maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Go
that's
go look up it.
He said, "Don't worry about it." What do you mean, "Don't worry about it"? You brought up that we're eating cranes over here. Is
what
that
kind
on
of
your
crane?
news?
Metal cranes or like
I mean, whatever cranes they got, they eat it, right?
metal like bird cranes? Like what kind of cranes talking about?
I think that's
The
what
the
he's
cranes,
talking
the
about, man.
That's funny.
pencil cranes,
Oh, crayons.
yeah, crayons. God damn it,
Oh,
English. The
Wait,
crayons.
crowns.
they say that the United
I
States
can see
people
that.
eat crayons? Who says that?
Yeah, that's what
Is
I've
that
been
part of
hearing. I don't know.
you heard it here first in the Fat and Spicy show, guys. The Iranians think that we eat crayons. Neat. I didn't know that.
Yo, do you are you familiar with the whole like Puff Daddy thing going on, Yusuf? Do y'all get that kind of news over there?
Isn't that like a Navy stuff or what? I'm not
No,
sure.
no, no. Puff Daddy, P. Diddy,
The
Sean
rapper?
Combs, the rapper.
No, I don't.
Okay, see, I don't
No.
get that kind of like you said, you know. I was wondering, like, I always wonder, like, you know, what is world news and what isn't world news, you know.
Jacob, let me
Basically,
tell you the difference between American news and Canadian news, okay?
Okay.
they don't hear about the Kardashians every 24 hours.
They get American news. We don't get Canadian news. If that tells you anything about
Now we got
the
a lot
news
of
cycle.
American news here.
I think they get
and
more American news than the American news gives us.
Yeah, correct. And
I believe
we
that.
see a lot of
We don't
American
get
news.
American news, and we're in America.
So is your
Yeah.
guys' main news source, is it still Al Jazeera or do you go with somebody else
What do you mean?
for your news? Do you go with the
Yeah,
Al Jazeera news?
Al Jazeera. Oh yeah, Al Jazeera News. Well, it is popular here,
Uh-huh.
but we don't depend on it a lot because sometimes those people may mix the things up, or
So it's
something. That's what we
opinionated.
heard. Yeah. It's very famous, but we don't really trust them much because sometimes they push some false news and stuff like that. So we don't really watch them much.
So do
Um,
y'all get false news as well? Like, you know, like do y'all have like stations that are like controlled and, you know,
the false news.
yeah,
Mhm.
like, you know, fake news channels?
Well, there is a what is it? What
We
do you
get a lot of
call it?
propaganda, you know, that's pretty much
Yeah,
just
Oh, yeah.
shoved down
there's
our
there's a
throats.
department. There's a department that controls this type of things. Like it needs to know what's getting pushed, so it doesn't be bad. Like something not bad. It's not like they're controlling the news. They're just like watching if it's gonna be super bad or is it gonna be like good. Like for example, like somebody's dead, right? Like it wouldn't be nice to show them on the news. You know what I'm saying? It would
Oh,
be
you must not
better.
see Mexico news. They don't give
Holy
a
shit!
fuck down
They
there.
They
don't give a
don't give
fuck.
a fuck.
Mexico is
15 people gunned
crazy.
down. Here's the bodies.
Yeah, here's you go. Look at it right there. They're
Yeah,
poking
look
at
at it
it.
right
Look,
there.
look.
Hey, man, Mexican news is raw. You want real news? That's as real as it's gonna get.
What's the name
But
of the
it's
news channels over there?
They got a lot of them, man. Telemundo, stuff like that, man. You can just watch all
oh
of
yeah,
them.
Univision.
Yeah, Univision,
El
yeah, stuff like that.
El Chapo News.
Yeah,
El
no, none of
Chapo
that.
news. Jesus Christ, dude.
None
Yusuf.
of that. Man. Well, aside from, you know, the whole presidency, you know, the whole president of Iran dying and everything like that, man. Are there other things you're excited of, man? Do you like you keep up with like game news or anything like that, or
Well, you mean like my opinion about him dying or what? Like,
no,
No,
like new
no, you
games?
keep
Do
up
you
with
like? Is
other
there
news.
anything? Yeah, do you keep up with other news besides, you know, like the main news? Do you like new
I
movies
mean,
or new games coming out?
yeah, well, new games like the GTA 6, whatever. Like I try to keep that
Are you
watching when
excited
it's
about
coming
that?
out. Of course, I am excited about that.
How
Sometimes I
many times
watch
you
the
watched that
stage
trailer?
tours. Well, let's see, what, 10
What's your
times,
favorite?
15
Let's just
times?
say, what's your favorite part? You know, when she's on top of the car.
Oh my God, that was literally on my top of my head.
Yeah, I know. I knew. I know. I could tell.
Said I could
we
tell.
know. We know. We know.
Very
Oh
much. It's
no.
gonna be very realistic, and that's the fun part about it.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Assassin's Creed? Because we were just talking about Assassin's Creed when we did
We're talking about
when
Assassin's
we
Creed.
had Josh on here. You know, we were talking about Black Flag and everything, and they're coming out with a new Assassin's Creed. Did you ever play the Assassin's Creed series?
No, I just watch some random videos sometimes. I'm not a big fan of the Assassin's Creeds. I don't really watch it, but
We got a clip of that if you guys want to see it, though.
Yeah, let's
Please.
see the new
let's
Assassin's
see.
Creed.
All right.
I'm actually kind of semi excited about this one.
Yeah, I know you are. I am not.
Oh my god!
I just, what are you talking, dude? You can't take this and throw
That's
it
what
into feudal
Spicy's wife
Japan.
tells
And
him.
here we go. Hold on. Shut up. You fucking bastard. I love you.
All right,
All
let's
right,
see
let's watch
this.
the clip. Shut your mouth, please. No, it's good. It looks good.
That's realistic. I thought it was a movie.
Right? It is beautiful. I left my oven on.
All I have ever known in my life. I will end
I'm so cool you can't see my face.
our customs.
Wheat.
Wait, that's wheat?
Yeah, it's wheat.
Oh my god. See the
It looks
fucking
good, doesn't it?
graphics.
Yeah.
Fucking graphics.
Wait till GTA 6, babe. You think this is
Oh
good?
yeah.
Wait till that. But look how great this
Yeah.
is. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, he punched me in the spleen. Ow. Just
It's
give
up
us
to
a few
you
more
guys.
seconds. Give us a few more seconds here. This looks really good.
The fire.
Just because it looks great though doesn't mean I'm going to change my mind and say you can't take Assassin's Creed and throw it into Japan and hope that it looks great. Why don't we go ahead and stop it right here, Laws? Thank you.
Is it in Japan? Is that Japan,
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be a samurai thing. What do you guys think? Jacob, are you ready for Samurai Assassin's Creed?
Look, man, I'm a big fan of a samurai and samurai history.
I mean, and look at the chat, right? It's cinematics, right? Of course it's going to look good, but the concept of taking once they did Black Flag, I just kind of got tired of it. You know, I
No,
mean,
no.
how
As
many
far as like again, like I said, as far as the storyline, maybe they'll give us a good storyline this time, but more or less, I'm just a big fan overall of samurais in general.
are you? Did you
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah.
Did you? I haven't played it. You didn't tell me this.
Come on, come on, come on.
I'm your co-host. You got to tell me these things, broski.
Yeah, it's definitely been overdone. The Assassin's Creed is kind of like definitely going along the lines of the Call of Duty franchise. It's just stop.
Right? I mean, how many can you put out just to make money?
Yeah.
You liked the Egyptian one, didn't you, Jacob?
Josh said he liked the Egyptian one.
Okay.
I did.
That
I did
wasn't your
like the.
bag, or
I like the Odyssey as well.
I'm
But again,
waiting.
it's more or less of the theme that I was attracted to than the game itself.
okay.
I'm waiting
What
for
was that
God of
using?
War. God of War, like the one after Ragnarok. They say it's gonna be in Egypt.
Man, if you don't know who is on the guest tonight, you don't hear this voice. That doesn't sound familiar.
Sounds familiar to me. All I heard was "Put your
Yeah.
goddamn hands up."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, Yusuf.
That's my man,
Pull
Yusuf,
over.
baby.
Put your legs up.
Ah, I love it, dude. Put your legs
But
up.
I guess I'm more or less. I guess I can say I'm probably just a fan of history overall, man. Just general old medieval times.
Well, I don't mind the medieval stuff. What bothers me is when you take a game like that and you want to throw it into different time periods to revamp it, when I really think what you need to do is reinvent the story
Mm.
or go back to basics. Look, the very first game was all about you had your target, you knew where he was, and you have to hunt him. And that was it.
Mm.
Like you followed your clues, you hunted your guy, you killed him, you moved on. And then it gets convoluted. No, now you're not just fulfilling contracts. Now you have to go talk to this guy and count the hairs on an ogre's ass and do all the things that you got to do, to get the quest done. And it's as far as from assassinating as you can get.
Yeah.
It just got so tedious. Go unlock the towers. Oh, well, go fuck yourself. How do I
Yeah.
not have a full lay of the land before I go in there, kill some guy?
Yeah. I feel like if anything, what they should have did is got done away with everything and just kind of like made it to where they don't tell you where he's at. You have to literally look for the guy, based on who he is, and they'll give you like, let's say he's a Democratic guy or something. Obviously he's going to be in one of the houses, the big houses, or he's a noble or something. Giving you details like that and letting you do the detective work to get there.
Like
And if he just
what was
yeah, and
the
if he
Hitman games?
yeah,
The
and if he just had
Hitman
like
games did a good job of that.
yeah. If you just happen to kill the wrong guy, well, guess what? Now you have a warrant. Now you have a bad rep.
Yeah.
There have been 14 Assassin's Creeds, and that doesn't even count the DLCs. Whew.
Yeah, dude. Like, at what point are you just done with it? Can't you just burn it out and go on to the next thing, Ubisoft, please?
Again, it comes up to no more unique ideas, man. It's like, but again, I think what Josh said on the last podcast, was that it's so, how do you say it? What's the word that I'm looking for, man? It's so like, I don't want to say gate kept, like gatekeeping. Like they're just basically, it's so hard to pass off an idea and show the investors that it's a good idea and have no backing, you know, to
Sounds like
get them
Hollywood.
to get them to invest into a game, you know. I
Yeah.
guess that's the biggest thing is funding. There's a lot of great ideas, not a lot of funding, you know, because obviously these investors that have a lot of money that are put into these things, they want to see that it can make, it's like Shark Tank, like Josh said, it's like Shark Tank. They want to see your numbers. They want to see the profit margins.
But then
before
you
they
have a
say,
lot of these games that are made by independent developers that do quite well sometimes. So
they
what's
do
the
well, but those games are very buggy, very glitchy, and you can't put, you know, unfortunately, without a really good name behind your back, like people will play Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare. It doesn't matter how many bugs and glitches and hackers are going to be in there. People are still going to play it. Why? Because it already
Yeah.
has a following. It already has a name, you know.
Me with
But you
Helldivers,
do,
dude. I don't care how buggy it is. I fucking play it.
yeah. But yeah, but you do that coming out the gate with nothing, with the no name brand company, and you release something like that, dude. Nobody, everybody's going to turn away from you.
Fair enough. I get that.
There's no room for error when you're trying to be, you know, new, when you're starting from nothing.
What do you guys think about something like Fortnite where they were like, oh yeah, guys, we're not going to charge nothing, and everybody thought that they were going to fail?
Well, see, even
well,
Fortnite decided to charge for something.
Yeah, but they don't charge you to play. You could go in there and get
They
free
don't?
skin, and you can
That's
play in
true.
your free skin the whole entire time.
that's a good business strategy, in my opinion, because they let everybody play for free, and the more they play for free, the more they like the game, and then suddenly they start buying things off the shop.
But you got to see, a
So,
lot of people started switching over to that. Look at Warzone.
yeah.
Warzone's free, and they just go in there and buy all the little DLC packs. You know, the little
The Call of
costumes and
Duty?
skins. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the same business strategy that they're doing.
Well, let's go back to
You,
Helldivers, right? I mean, I've got what 250 hours in Helldivers. They don't charge me a thing, but I still dropped them $20 in super credits just because as a thank you, you know, for giving me 200 plus hours of great entertainment,
Yeah.
which I
yeah, look at
don't mind
Valheim.
doing
You
to say
know,
thank you.
packs of it. I haven't played Path of Exile.
I haven't either. Do you know what that's
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, it's like it's an AR. It says over the top. I think it's over the top RPG where you look down. I think I want to say
Okay.
it's on Steam.
I gotta check that out because I have a lot of friends that play that.
Real quick, guys, let's give a big shout out to some of our followers that we've had this podcast show today.
Yes,
X
please.
Todd just followed us. Nitro
Thanks,
followed us
Todd.
today.
Whoop, whoop.
Nice.
Ziozen, did I say that right? I probably butchered that.
No.
Sorry. And
Probably.
David Solo Shogun. I'm Moist
Okay.
Towlette.
I
You're
like moist
what? Hold
towelettes,
on.
especially when I like moist
Let me
towelettes when
say
they're
that kind
lemon
of stuff
scented.
on the show. What's wrong with you?
Don't talk about your towelettes.
Thanks, guys, for the follows. We appreciate you.
We love you guys.
Thank you guys. We love you. And a big shout out to, I know a lot of people didn't get us to hear us say it, but a shout out to Absolute yesterday for them subs, bro. We appreciate it. We love you, man. Thank you.
We love you.
As always.
Was it 25?
I know.
Crazy.
25
I think we're
subs.
gonna make him.
You know how
We're gonna
many
make
kids
him
he
an
could have
honorary
fed for that?
producer.
You know how many hungry kids he could have fed with that? He's this
All three of
selfish
mine.
guy. He's just so selfish, man. I don't know what he's doing with his life. No, definitely. We appreciate it, man. Thanks for the love. It's like a Diablo style. Y'all playing Diablo now, guys. Free if you have a Game Pass on Xbox.
Why are you wasting your time with Diablo again?
It's fun. It's fun to play.
Is it?
It's
Played
fun
it
to
before.
play, he said.
My wife and I would sit and right over there, she'd sit right over there, and we'd play here in my office. And we just got burned out with it in like a week and a half. We just couldn't do it anymore. There's only so much grinding. Kill the same fucking monsters. Move on to the same boss. Collect the same shit.
Oh no.
Isn't that
It's definitely not something that you want to put a month into. No.
There's another free week right now. I think it started a couple days ago. Someone was telling about it. What is that? Star Citizen or something Citizen? What is that space game that you
the Star Citizen's cool?
Is that Star
Stardew
Citizen?
Valley. Yeah.
Wait, which one?
No, I'm just
Stardew
Oh,
Valley.
no, I was gonna say Star Citizen's cool, but I didn't know that I didn't think Star Citizen charged you to play every month.
Wait, let me see. I think it's Star Citizen.
I think Fortnite is actually coming out with a new season, right?
Yeah. We'll get my son on the show. No shit. Like quite literally, my son has over 2,000 hours playing that goddamn
We have a
game.
clip of that
Oh
one too.
my
You guys want to
God.
watch it?
Sure, let's
Yes,
see what
please.
the new season of Fortnite is going to be, you know?
Throw it up.
I tried playing Star Citizens. I got bored in about 5 minutes.
I can't play Star Citizen. It's not for me.
Yo, like there's a lot of games that I try to play. You know, if it doesn't capture me in the first couple of minutes, I can't play it. It's like a movie. I have to be drawn in.
Yeah.
It's rare that I'm surprised.
Mad Max kind of.
Oh, look at this. Because I know, like, when I see my son playing it, they have like cars and things they can get in and drive around and shit. But
the cars
oh,
are
look at
supposed to
this.
be like super important in the next season.
Wrecked.
So
Cute.
yeah, and
May 24th, ladies and gentlemen.
Every season they have like an in concert too. So they had like Eminem.
Anybody in the chat right now? 1v1 me, no scope, quick scopes. I got you, bro. Meet me at Russ. I'm just kidding, man.
Get the fuck.
Oh my god.
I have played Call of Duty in so many months, bro.
I noticed.
Zillion in the chat said, "What's that, man?"
I was saying I heard Rust is getting popular a little bit more again nowadays.
Oh, Rust, the game.
Yeah, all
the
those
game.
4-letter survivals, Rust and whatever, they're all
Ark.
coming back. Like people, yeah, they're all coming. People are flooding
Because
back for some reason.
It's a game that doesn't. How do you say it's countless hours of play time. There's a lot of repetition, you know, where you can play it again and it's something different than that.
Aren't they super grindy? Like, I'll be honest, I've never played one, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But
You ever play Minecraft? That's super grindy.
Yeah. Years.
Like the forest.
You played years of Minecraft, Yusuf?
Yeah, I played okay, so before I come into the 5M community, Minecraft was always my thing, like for many years. I even had my own server and I had like a big community too. But then I
Really?
sold the server. Yeah. And I sold the server on
Nerd. I'm just kidding.
2022.
You got beat.
Because of my
I'm
college.
just joking. I used to play
You're being
Minecraft. It's
nice.
okay.
Stop
I
that.
played Minecraft for a long time. It's okay. I was the weirdo that was making pixel art. I was trying to make my own Minecraft roller coaster.
Every time I think of
What do you mean
Minecraft,
pixel
I
art?
think of like 12-year-olds.
You never seen like Minecraft pixel art?
I've never seen Minecraft.
Wait,
Pixel
what?
art.
Wait.
Was it the high pixel stuff or what?
Okay, so when I was growing up, when I was younger, you know, they were pulling up, and maybe Laws, you can pull this up. Look up like a Beetlejuice Minecraft roller coaster. So people were doing roller coasters, and they were doing themed worlds where they were going in and they were like changing and just making what we call pixel art or 3D art, bead art, whatever you want to call it.
To make a roller coaster.
Yeah, you would make a roller coaster to show off your artwork. So it was not only a ride, but it was more or less like a almost like a art museum.
But you just kind of took the roller coaster through to see what people have done, like on the sides of the tracks and whatnot.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. And you just made them out of like the bricks and stuff that you mine in the game, or what?
Yes, there was plenty of plenty of worlds that people did that were, you know, the more of the hardcore Minecrafters were doing, like making these big worlds and all this art on survival mode.
Yeah.
So those were like me. Now I'm in creative mode. Like I'm not gonna mine, you know, like all that. Bro, I grew up with the Sandman himself. He's a bad at Minecraft. He's actually really. That's awesome.
All right, I got this clip for you guys. Let me.
Yeah, pull it up. Like watch this. So this is what I grew up playing Minecraft as. And then, like I think I've killed the Ender Dragon one time. Maybe I don't even know if I did or not.
Is that the end boss of the whole thing?
This is that Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Yeah, let's see it. I'm curious. I'm going to take my sunglasses off for this.
His eyes are red. He's a nun.
You shut up. A Minecraft
that's
roller
Yusuf's
coaster.
10th cigarette. Just so y'all know, he smoked about 5 before we even started the show.
Dude, I'm half a pack in since we started. I'm just about tied with him. All right,
This is a 100.
Look at this.
Is there sound?
So is this it? This is what you've seen?
There is sound.
Oh, look at
You gotta
this.
just unmute it.
Oh, that's cool. Somebody built this, right? Like with stuff that he mined?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or did he go into creative and do this?
Well, I don't know what he did in this one here in particular, but there's
That's creative. No shot. That is creative. 100%.
This is
Obviously, like people like Captain Sparkles, who was making like Minecraft music videos. I don't know if you ever, like I said, you have to look at these people up, But that's more or less of what I grew up playing. Before this, it was a game called Fortress Craft.
Called what?
Fortress Craft on Xbox 360. It was a knockoff version of Minecraft.
Never heard of it.
Nobody
Fortress
did.
Craft?
Well, it was a
He said
knockoff.
nobody did.
Nobody did. Yeah.
Nobody heard of that shit.
This is before Minecraft officially came to Xbox 360. It was called Fortress Craft.
So what's the vampire mod on Minecraft? You get to suck people's blood?
There's like a mod, they call it All the Mods 9 or something. So I was like talking to my friend and Todd, the guy in the chat here. They're playing this mod, right? It's a big mod. It's a super big mod. Like they have a lot of mods in it. That completely makes Minecraft like a different game.
Oh
And I
man,
was
yeah.
telling him like, man, invite me into it. Invite me into it. It's like your PC is not gonna handle that. You have a laptop for GTX 150 Ti, like a trash ass laptop. You're not gonna handle that. I was like, dude, come on now. I'll run in 20 FPS. I don't care. I want to try the mod, but it's a big
I'm
mod.
running 20 FPS. I don't care.
I don't care.
I love you, dude. Just bring it on. 20 FPS. I'll go down to 15, motherfucker.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's
No,
a
man.
big mod.
So how'd your laptop hold up?
It melted.
Well, you didn't invite me yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Oh.
I'm waiting.
Let's
I'm
just
waiting for
say
the
if you go
motherfucker.
in, if he does invite you, the cigarette in your hand's not gonna be the only thing smoking in that house. That laptop's gonna blow
I'll
up in flames.
float him into him if he didn't.
Just know if y'all don't see Yusuf in the city, y'all know what happened. He tried to load up Minecraft, just doof.
Yeah.
I didn't even smoke until I had him on the show. Then as soon as I saw him smoking, I'm like, I have to go get a pack of cigarettes.
Yusuf makes me want to smoke. I'm not even a smoker. He's just a bad
Right?
influence. I'm gonna take this
Oh my
Wi-Fi
God.
stick right here,
No, you put that down. Well, you see the difference between Yusuf and me. This is why it looks like he keeps smoking for an hour. He smokes hundreds. I don't. I just smoke shorts. So he can sit there and
100 is
puff
a
on one
size.
for an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, 100 is like the size of the cigarette. It's a little bit taller than a normal cigarette. Just a
Yusuf
little bit
likes to put
taller.
the longer ones in his mouth.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh shit.
Yo, man.
I got Patsy laughing at that one. No.
No, man, that is wild. No, but no, I mean, there's like I said, there's a lot of interesting things. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. As we live and breathe today, man. I think, and like I said, there's been so much talk of like war and civil war, coming up, especially here in the U.S. Like that's all we ever hear. They even got movies coming out now of civil
You
war.
guys, you guys watch a lot of police body cams over there in the U.S., correct?
Too many.
Many. Like my favorite one is not like the actual one. I watched Deputy Frank. The guy is from Arizona.
Yeah, I know Deputy Frank.
Yeah, Deputy Frank and Sheriff Lamb from Arizona. Dude, my favorite sheriff's office ever in the US, pretty much. Like the things that they make. And police in the US has always been like my interest, the Constitution, this stuff. And it's always been my thing to the level that I'm planning to go to the US just to be a police officer there.
Okay. I'm going to give you a fucking pop quiz. Something that's been bothering me for a long time. We're talking about
Okay.
Officer Frank and all the things on social media.
Uh-huh.
And Patsy, this is for you too, buddy. Because I want to know both of your opinions. We have these auditors, these First Amendment right auditors that I see on TikTok, where they'll stand right out front of a police department, hold their cameras up and film. And then as soon as the cop comes up and he's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "It's my right to film. Get away from me. I want to cause a lawsuit because you touched me." What do you think about these guys, these auditors? Do you think that they're
So
enforcing their First Amendment rights, or do you think they're out there to cause trouble for everybody? Like, do you think it's
so
just something to get views, or do you think they really mean what they're doing?
no,
This is for
they
both of you, by the way.
most of them. Well, okay, so you want to start first, Fat?
Sure, I'll start first. My personal opinion on that, is it's a mixed pot. It's a mixed pot, Whereas you're gonna have a handful of people that feed the homeless because it's the right thing to do, and you're gonna have a handful of people that feed the homeless because it's the most viewed thing to do. And you're gonna put them all in a part. The fact is this: I can't sit there and say, "Oh, you're doing it for the wrong reasons." Don't do it. What they are doing, whether anybody's just filming it just to be on the, I don't care if you're, if you're giving money to the poor and you're filming it, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, but you're still doing it. So I'm not
But you're
going to
still
knock the
doing
chick.
it, no?
I'm not going to slap the money out of your hand and be like, no, he doesn't deserve it because you're not doing it for the right reason.
The
No.
homeless guy still gets to eat because of it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not, that's not, it's not within me to, not my part. Nobody pays me to sit there and say yes or no to that. As far as what they do with the police, again, is it annoying? Yes. Is it right? Who could tell? But do officers need training and better training? And do officers should the officers that have the ability to put you away for months or fine you these big tickets be aware of the laws and know their protocols and stuff like that? Yes. So should somebody hold them to a standard? Yes.
The problem with that, like they basically when they film, of course it's part of the First Amendment, right? Like, they have the right to
Yeah.
press and everything, right? But the thing is, right? They get too close to the officer. Like if they have a scene or something, oh, I have the right to film. That's fine, but keep your distance so you don't just interrupt with the scene. That's what they do. They get too close to the scene. They get close to the whatever who's detained or getting arrested, and they keep filming and filming and filming, and they basically obstruct the officer's work. Now the problem with that is those people are smart. The reason I'm saying they are smart is they start recording the officer in the wrong timing. What I mean by that is something happened prior that video, before that video, that made officer question that guy about some certain stuff. So after the probable cause or the reasonable suspicion that just happened, he start filming to show the officer that he is the bad guy, and then you are he's harassing me and stuff like that, right? And then people get that view on the video because they doesn't know the full story of why they did that.
But
And
couldn't officers
unfortunately,
counteract that with their own body cam?
they have their body cam and they post it, of course, publicly. I mean, it gets
But
publicly
but
posted
again,
next day.
what is going to get more views on the internet? Crazy racist white cop versus hey, this is what really happened.
Of course, the other guy who says this is what really happens, he's gonna get a lot of views because a lot of people doesn't like
Well,
the police, unfortunately, in the U.S. Because some police officer put a bad influence on the others. You know.
mm, yeah, well, that's more or less what we're talking about. The opposite is
Mm,
going to get the more views. And that's honestly where the people are going to reside with and who they're going to back. Before the
yeah,
truth comes out. So, like I
absolutely.
said, is it annoying? Yes. Is it wrong?
It
No.
is annoying.
Do more
It is annoying
officers,
for sure.
do officers need to know their protocols? Yes. By all
Some
means.
people, some people were asking a cop before, a woman cop, a female cop. She was people were holding the cameras and going at that female cop. It was like, hey, what's the First Amendment? What's the Second Amendment? What's the Third Amendment? Tell me about him. Tell me about him. She doesn't respond. The reason that she doesn't respond is because officers are not allowed to answer to the media, not even the chief of police unless they have permission from the mayor. The sheriff,
Yeah.
of course, is a public official, so he can.
Yes.
It depends, right? So they doesn't answer. When they don't answer, that doesn't mean they don't know the First Amendment or the Second Amendment or the Third Amendment. But they are not allowed to answer to the media, unfortunately, right? And the woman cried. She actually cried because people is gonna think that she doesn't know the First Amendment and the Second Amendment because he's putting her in a bad spot. You know what I'm saying? And it feels like she encountered a lot of that while she's doing her job, her duty. A lot of people coming in and recording her like that. It is uncomfortable, but unfortunately, it is the First Amendment. It is the First Amendment. They have the right to do that. Like one cop once did. What is this?
What is that?
What
What
is
is that?
that?
Hold that back up. Fuck you eating Dragon Ball gummies.
Dragon Ball gummies.
So it
I
was
should be
melted.
ashamed of
Like
yourself. Oh,
it was melted. I was just looking. I was like, what the heck?
it's a Dragon Ball goo. I'll tell
No,
you what.
man. Y'all
I
like
once bought.
Dragon Balls?
I once bought. Not
You
yours.
like?
Dragon Ball.
I once bought a
Is it
tube
supposed to be
of.
bigger than this or what?
Huh?
I bought a tube of THC gummies. It was about that big, and these little drops. Like Dots candy.
Mm.
They're about the size of Dots, and you fit 10 of them into a container. I drove from Portland to Crescent City with them in the middle console of my car.
It's just all
When I
melted in
got
the
out,
mud.
dude, it was one long tube of gummy, and all I could do was just bite a chunk off. It was too much. I bit off too much. I did not
I
know.
bet. No, but speaking of dragons, did y'all hear about that? What was found in China?
What happened in China?
They found
Well,
been playing the bongos.
I don't know that it was found in China. I thought it was just a Chinese dragon.
I think it was in China. I'm not sure for sure. But yeah, they found
The video I found said it was found in Scotland.
Oh, was Scotland? It could have been Scotland.
Did I find it different?
Hey, they found a dinosaur in Scotland.
Was it
make a lot
Chinese
of
archaeologists or something?
It was a Chinese dragon.
Oh, a Chinese dragon. How do they know?
Well, I don't know. We can watch the clip.
It was eating a bowl of chop suey.
I may have grabbed the wrong one, but we're gonna find out here real quick, aren't we?
Let's see it real quick.
This is really cool here. Scientists in Scotland have unveiled a rare 240 million year old Chinese dragon fossil, as they call it. It is named that for its appearance. It's about 16 feet long from the Triassic period. They say its extremely long neck likely helped it to catch a lot of fish. It was found in southern China, that fossil was, and it looked really well preserved too. So a great find there, and thankfully, you know, that's not still lurking in the water. Yeah.
Was it Nessie? They found Loch Ness, homie.
Well, let me make sure that's the one you guys are talking about, because
that's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're saying that's a dragon, and it looks more like, you know, a Loch Ness monster than.
The article said they called it a dragon because of the neck. But I mean, you can't. It ain't breathing fire and flying through the air. It ain't no Harry
All
Potter.
I know is that thing is not getting my 350. That's all I know.
What? Your 350? What's 350?
So how big?
I will fuck with you.
You said what?
How big? How big was that? Take a look.
It's not very big, right?
You sent me.
No.
They didn't put a banana next to it for scale.
We can ask
Oh,
Miss
no, it was
Spicy.
16 feet long. It was 16 feet long, 5 meters. But it was aquatic reptile from the Jurassic period. So 240 million years
Let me
back.
ask you guys something. Do y'all believe in dinosaurs? Do y'all believe dinosaurs exist?
Yes. Do you not?
Of course.
Are you one of those guys who are like, they were put here to, dude? So you know me, I went to a private school my whole life, right?
I get it.
Christian school. All I ever heard, the earth is 6,000 years old and dinosaurs were put here to trick us into believing in evolution. Really, the devil put dinosaurs? You know what I think dinosaurs are? I think they're creatures that live under earth and we disturb their habitat when we dig them up.
And they just come out all bony like that?
Yeah, I think that's how they live underground, all bony.
Wait, what?
We just fuck with. Yeah,
Without a
I think
bone.
dinosaurs. That's how they are.
They're the little turtles off of Mario, the little bones. Yeah,
Yep,
those
buddy,
guys.
How do you explain
That's
the
what it
ones that
is.
are inside like rocks and stuff, like the?
What, fossils?
Yeah.
Stay the fuck out of rocks. Don't get in that shit. That's how you end up a fossil.
Well, but that,
Don't
like,
play in the dirt.
So I'm confused. So, yeah, I don't know what your way of thinking is, man. I'm.
What are you talking about? I'm not going to be a fossil because I don't go play inside of rocks like these other fucking things do in the ocean.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You just get inside of
I
a
don't
rock
know.
and just like, I like it. I
You
like
guys
it here.
know. That spicy fans, you know I don't believe that. Come on.
Oh
But what do
my
you think
God.
about that? I mean, is it so crazy to believe in evolution, or so? One question I always wanted to know when I was going to these these private schools, why is this such a pounded into your head doctrine that 6,000 years old and that's it, and dinosaurs are fake and the devil's real, and what is to gain by that? What's to gain by denying evolution? You know me, I'm a man of science. I fucking love science. Why are you guys
Don't get me
basing a
wrong, like I
religious
said,
doctrine on nonsense?
Don't get me wrong. Again, you know, we won't go into religious, you know, this today, but you know,
We're going to soon.
I believe in religion, you know, I believe in my own beliefs, you know, but I do believe that there are, you know, teachings that have been falsified over the years, you know, because again, you know, the easiest way to control a nation is to gather everybody within one unique ideal. Ideal. Kind of like brainwashing, kind of like a cult. It's the easiest way to control people.
Yeah, I mean,
And that just goes back and it just goes back to what we were talking about, like I said on the Lost podcast. Nobody wants, the world is not made for unique people. It's not made for unique ideas. It's not made for people who think outside the box. It's not made for
sad but true.
Yeah,
sad but true, dude.
We are meant to be sheep, not shepherds.
Yeah.
I mean, everything from when we first start going to school. We are all gathered in a little room and we're all taught the same thing.
Very much.
We're all taught the same thing. We all follow a line. We all listen to one person.
So speaking of,
and if you don't, you get detention.
And what we don't believe. I mean, do you guys believe that we landed on the moon?
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely, I do. You don't, Jacob?
No, I
we landed on the
believe
moon.
That if anything, I would believe more so that we were trying to, and somebody came and said, "Hey, you don't want to fucking do that."
Really? I'll tell you my feelings. If you go to the National Archives,
instead of them going and saying, "Hey, guys, we couldn't do it. We cut. We stopped it. We're not going to the moon anymore. It's a bad idea." Instead of them doing that in the media because they built it up for so long, they had so much money invested in it. I think it was more or less let's just fake it.
Okay, so we did have an arms race with Russia back then during the Cold War, right? We will go to the moon and the other, not because they're easy, but because they are hard, says JFK. So we go up there. If you go to the National Archives, we have hundreds and thousands of pages of data that came from those trips. Wouldn't it be easier to just go than to fake all of that data, all of that stuff that happened during that time?
I mean, but we don't even have the technology now, they said, to even go back to the moon.
Shang-Chi just dropped a thing up there just a month ago.
They actually said that? They actually said they don't have the technology to go to the moon right now?
It's something sort of along the lines of that.
Okay.
Now, I will
space
tell
exploration.
you this. I will say this, okay, in defense of the non-lunar landing conspiracy theorists, Jacob. I'm just kidding. I love you, baby.
No, don't get me wrong. Now there's a possibility we could have went up there and saw some shit we didn't need to see and came back and made some bogus ass fucking, excuse my language, some evidence,
Let me tell you honestly what I think. I think that a lot of the footage that you've seen was done in Hollywood because if we couldn't make it, we wanted to prove that we could. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, America's prideful as a motherfucker.
Of course. So you're going to have a backup plan B and a backup plan C. And I think that's why they did maybe shoot some of that stuff. And I think in order to make the how do I put it? To make the farce real or to make the whatever, you had to put some of those cool clips in there with it to enhance the story. And that's where these conspiracy theorists are picking apart. I do believe we went there. I absolutely do. I don't think I've seen some of the math. I understand rocket ratios to fuel volumes. It just for every pound of fuel, you need a pound of rocket thrust, and vice versa, and it keeps going up. It's the rocket exponential. So these things have been shown to be, calculated and precise. But I do believe that the U.S. enhanced some of the visuals with things that we've done on our own, possibly to make it look a little bit more fancier. Look at all the shit we did instead of look at some of the stuff we did. What do you
Yeah, I
think,
mean the
Yusuf?
technology. Yeah, like the technology right now we have, the things we're doing right now, it's very complicated, right? Like the satellites, all these things, where we getting the signals from, what is going on, the rockets that we see and the live body cams that we see that they go up there and beyond the earth. We actually see it, and people seen it, and people support it because they were on the ground and this and that. It's connecting to each other, especially with the technologies that we have right now. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, is it real or is it fake? Well, with the technology right now, if you show it to anybody from like 1,000 years ago, I'm gonna say 100 years ago, they're gonna get mind blown about what the hell is going on. That is red magic. That's black magic going on here, right? So that's what they're gonna think. It's like, that is impossible. How can you fly in the air? It's like, well, we can fly,
He's a witch.
Well, they do say the Laramie principle says that any technology that's of any kind of substance is going to look like magic to the average person.
Pretty much.
Speaking, and like I said, don't get me wrong. Like I do believe that we have the capabilities and we are smart enough to have advancements that we are making. You know, which is why we're segueing into our final topic of the night. You know, technology. You know, and the new technology, especially for gamers like us. You know, what it could mean for people, or you know, people like us, or even people that are unique, like such as with disabilities. I don't know if you guys have read up, but it's called the Neuralink.
Oh
It's
man.
something that Elon Musk has been working on.
We got a
Yes.
clip of that too.
So you know, let's check that out.
Please.
The world's
Essentially, what it
first
is what's called the brain chip. You know,
the world's
I don't like
first
chip in your brain.
Neuralink human
I know
patient
Let's see the
used it
video,
for the
but
best possible.
I don't like it.
Nolan Arbaugh, a 29-year-old quadriplegic who lost sensation below the shoulders after a driving accident 8 years ago and became the first human to have a brain-computer interface implanted in his head. With the Neuralink device, he was
Do we have
able to
audio
use
on
the
this?
computer, saying in the live stream with
Are you
Neuralink
not hearing it?
scientist Bliss
'Cause it
Chapman.
I'm not hearing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can see it. I just can't. There we go.
On the cursor, and I could get it to move wherever I wanted. Just stare somewhere in the screen, and it would move where I wanted it to. Which was such a wild experience.
So what did he do? He spent it playing Civilization 6 all night, of course. As a point-and-click strategy game, it's probably one of the best games he could have spent hours playing.
It was worth it, I guess is the best way to put it. It was awesome.
Not only that, he's also
So
able
what
to
does he
play
do? He
Mario
plays
Kart,
Civ 6
although
all
he
night.
could only ever get up to second place because his dad and friend wouldn't let him win.
Oh. So they're basically putting chips in people's mind? Like, is that what
Yeah.
it's about?
So
That's what they're
essentially,
doing.
being able to control your computer or games with just your mind.
I mean, the brain is a very complicated organ. One of the most, or maybe the most complicated organ ever that exists at the moment, I guess. But
Yeah, which is why he's the first patient. I think the FDA just approved a second one.
I'm just saying, what happens when they put a chip in my brain and I go to download a game and the software lags and now I forget how to poop? You know, I mean, I don't want to erase bodily functions and things that I can do. You know what I mean?
Which is why they have to have these human trial testing areas. But again, for somebody like that gentleman there who is paralyzed, you know,
I'm just
I hate to say, you know, but you know, I think people like that find themselves in a position where it's like, you mean I can function a little more than what I'm capable of now? You know, by all means, you know, give me the shot. Let me try it. I think they see a ray of hope, or like, you know, if you were blind all your life and somebody said, hey, I might be able to make you see blurry, would you take it? Even though it's not perfect.
It is not. Well, that we all agree.
I'm sorry. Did you read the chat? What happens when it starts playing ads?
Right?
He's walking down the street.
Yeah.
It's sandwich time.
Yeah, exactly right. That'd be the good.
I mean, of course, you guys have probably seen that movie. What it's Player One, or what is it called?
Ready Player One,
Ready
absolutely,
Player One.
baby.
And
yeah.
he's like going through the game or whatever, and he's like trying to push away all the ads and everything. I don't want them.
Yeah.
I don't want them. Yeah, it's crazy. That would.
So is that going to be a thing? Yusuf, if you could play GTA, if you could play 5M with a chip in your head, would you do it? Where you didn't need a computer, you just had to close your eyes, sit back in your chair, and you're there.
Okay. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I will do it, but I don't. But there's no promises that there's weird things that might come out of my mind and in the GTA field.
Now that's another thing, right?
Yeah.
How do you control those thoughts that you don't want other people to see from creeping into that chip?
Well, see, I think it's more or less, it's not more so it's going to be like voice activation, like, you know, you're still going to have your microphone and stuff like that. I think it's more so it's a controller, you know, a controller to control the things around you. I guess it would kind of work with like a Bluetooth link.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
my
I
thoughts. But again,
dude,
all these things can be hacked, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
You
it
know.
would be great. It would be great, but is it? But the question is, You think they could make something like that? I mean, do you think that could be dangerous for the humanity to put a chip in their mind and then they get hacked? Imagine me getting hacked. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you getting
Yes,
hacked.
please.
Yes,
I would
please.
love to hack Yusuf, man.
But more or less, it is the way of the future. You know, we're always going to look to try to better evolve, to try to do things that never been done before. Especially when you got gaming nerds, you know, trying to get the next best thing, and trying to bring Sword Art Online to life. You know, everybody wants to wear that helmet and get into the virtual world and be able to do things.
It's true.
That would never be possible.
Dude,
You know,
how many times have I said it? Look,
yeah.
do you remember when we were kids? The best we had was the NES, maybe the Sega Genesis or the N64.
Sega Game Gear, man.
GTA 6 is going to be as close to playing a movie as you can get with our current technology.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen this happen in 40 years, 30 years. It all started when I was like 15. So here we are now. What's going to happen in the next 40 years? Are you going to be able to put that thing in your head, close your eyes, and you're just there? Like you said, Jacob, feeling it, being it. When you're running from the cops, is your actual heart rate in the strut, and then your legs are going to hurt from running? Is that going to be the next thing?
they
And
have
if
those.
that's
There's
the
actually,
case, do we
if I think
really
who
want
released
that?
it? I think Apple released a like a motion pad. I want to say,
Apple Vision Pro stuff too that they
Yeah, I think
got.
it was Apple.
was
Or
it Apple? Like they
Disney?
got the
Apple
floor,
Vision
like
Pro.
or was it? I can't remember who it was. It was somebody had a floor that let you move and walk in every direction.
So I
It was
went
Disney.
to
Disney's VR treadmill.
yes,
Um,
I went to California Extreme about 7 years ago, and I saw one of these prototypes. The dude was running on this thing where when you step on it, the little wheels pop up under your feet so you can walk in any direction.
Yeah,
Back
I
then,
seen
it
that
was
too.
27. Yeah, you seen that? Back
Yeah.
then, it was $27,000. I'm the costs are going to keep going down until everybody can have these things in their
Yeah.
house. And when everybody has these things, everybody is going to use them, and then we're in this virtual world that nobody can get out of.
yeah, we're essentially working our way into the Matrix. If we're
I
not
think
already
so. I think
there.
are we not putting ourselves in the matrix?
Yeah, we're
Right
putting
now we
ourselves
are.
into pods. You know, it's already once COVID stopped, once COVID happened, again we're going into the world of the conspiracy and everything like that, and being controlled
That's
and
what we
into
do.
not going outside. But you know, once COVID happened, the world became afraid to go outside. They became
Yeah.
afraid to go interact with other people, and we started to be inside people. We stopped
And
going
now
out
we're
as much,
we're going to be
and
the people
now
from Wally, dude.
yeah, you know, we're essentially becoming lazier. Everything that we is around us that we know is being more spoon fed through us and shoved in our mouth. You think it's bad to get advertisements on your TV? How many pop-ups and ads do you get on your internet, like on your web pages that you look at, that you don't know are there?
And
They're
you don't
just
even
there.
see.
They're subconsciously there, and they're subconsciously placed. You know,
Dude,
for you to look at.
I was looking at the news app on my phone,
Yeah.
and I'm literally reading 6 news stories, and the next news article was, well, iPad or iPods are 50% off this month. And then the
Mm.
next was another news story. They just embedded in there like it's supposed to
Yeah,
be the
it's a
freaking
lot
news.
easier to control you on this than it is on your TV or out there in the
This is
real
getting
world
cheaper.
with billboards, you know. But that's, like I said, that's all I got to say about that, guys. We are way past our time.
Oh, we're
So
so fast,
we're
dude.
gonna wrap it up. You know, Apple a day keeps the doctors away if you throw it hard
Yeah,
enough. I love that because I
Apple
say that
phone.
as well.
I
A
can't help going
posture
long, dude.
check,
I love
Todd.
talking. Oh,
Who needs a
shit.
posture check? Let me
Yusuf,
straighten
sit up
my
straight,
back.
baby.
What? You said what? You said what?
So they do a
Get up,
posture check.
man.
Check your
Posture
posture,
check,
man.
baby.
Sit up straight. They say quit
Hold on.
slouching in your chair.
Hold
Oh, he's
on.
got a
Hold on.
Captain
I'm
Kirk
trying.
chair. Look at that. Look at
I
his
know. Look
U.S.
at him.
Enterprise chair.
We're coming in
Well,
hot,
fix, Mr.
Captain.
Scotty.
Yeah,
I
pretty
know.
much.
Hey,
Yo,
I'm gonna tell
hey.
you what, guys. I love you. Thank you for doing this with us this week, Yusuf. I know it was short notice, but
Thank
we
you.
always love talking to you. I know it's been a hodgepodge of stuff, but guys, this is what you're going to get on the new Fat and Spicy show. Yes, we're going to talk gaming. Yes, we're going to talk 5M, but there's other shit going on in the world, and we both have opinions, and our guests have opinions, and we're going to just bleed our hearts out to you, like it or not.
So, hey, that's pretty much the sums it up, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Spicy is still doing his Behind the Pint, still interviewing all those GTA people that you love. We have the
When's
new one with
the
Josh. It's going to be releasing tomorrow, so y'all keep a look on that. You follow it on YouTube. guys, we appreciate, we love you. And if you don't know, you know, I'm Phat.
I'm Spicy.
And that's Yusuf right down there.
Yusuf down there, man. Look at him. Say hi, Yusuf. I
Good
love
job,
you.
Bye, guys. Thank you, guys.
Good
Really
job, bro.
appreciate it.
Yeah, have a beer.
Thank you, I appreciate it. God
And
damn
this
it.
this is Phat and Spicy, guys. We love you.
Good
But
night,
no,
guys.
would you guys think
Bye.
do you guys think y'all get the brain chip in your?
Oh, no. That's not for me, dude. I'm too old for that shit.
I think it's got to be a little more tested for me, man. I think my ADHD would just kind of like, imagine the stuff
Porn
that,
would
that
look good though.